Here's more wrestling news for February 17th, 2026. Your headlines for this afternoon include: is Cain Velasquez WWE-bound after prison release? Reason behind Royce Keys' WWE TV absence revealed. Britt Baker finally spotted. AEW return update. Controversy brews after Kaiser's cultural claim. Mercedes Moné defends $99.99 monthly texting service. Adam Copeland's AEW return timeline revealed, and more. Cain Velasquez is officially out of prison, and although he's now speaking about recovery and self-improvement, the bigger conversation surrounding a potential WWE return is still looming in the background. Velasquez was released on parole on February 15, 2026, following his sentence related to the 2022 arrest. Since then, discussion is centered not just on his future, but on whether a major promotion would risk reintroducing him to television. On Wrestling Observer Radio, Bryan Alvarez addressed that possibility directly. After outlining the legal fallout and public perception surrounding the case, particularly in California, Alvarez was blunt in his assessment: WWE is not expected to bring Velasquez back to its roster. That said, the conversation didn't end there. When the focus shifted internationally, Alvarez acknowledged that the picture changes. In Mexico, where Velasquez previously competed for AAA and maintained strong name recognition, the situation could be very different. He would draw for AAA, there's no question. So while a WWE return appears unlikely under current circumstances, opportunities elsewhere may exist. Royce Keys made a statement at the Royal Rumble and then disappeared. Entering at number 14, Keys eliminated Damian before eventually being thrown out by Bronson Reed. It felt like the beginning of something. Instead, there's been no televised follow-up. Now there's an explanation. During a February 16, 2026 Q&A session, WrestleVotes shared that WWE initially had plans for Keys coming out of the Royal Rumble. However, shifting WrestleMania creative reportedly altered that direction. I do believe the program we end up getting is Damian and Royce Keys going back to the Royal Rumble, but if you're changing the top of the card, that means the bottom or middle part of the card is up for grabs. They had an idea to do Damian and Keys coming out of the Rumble. We talked about the meeting they had. There are still a lot of matches up in the air, and that's one they reconsidered. That's the reason Royce Keys hasn't shown up. WrestleVotes added that the broader WrestleMania reshuffling has created a ripple effect across the card. There's definitely a trickle-down effect right now with everything happening around WrestleMania. Keys did compete in a dark match against Nathan Frazier prior to the February 13th SmackDown taping, but has not appeared on television since the Rumble. For now, it appears creative recalibration, not injury or discipline, is the reason for the delay. Whether the Priest program is revived or WWE pivots to something different remains to be seen. Britt Baker is back in the public eye, just not inside an AEW ring. The former AEW Women's World Champion was spotted at the 2026 Daytona 500 at Daytona International Speedway, sharing photos from the NASCAR event across her social media. The appearance comes as Baker remains absent from AEW programming, with no official update on her in-ring return. Baker's not wrestled on AEW television since November 13, 2024, when she defeated Penelope Ford. After that match, and a brief confrontation with Serena Deeb, she quietly disappeared from weekly shows, fueling speculation about her status. Baker signed a 5-year contract with AEW in 2021 that runs through late 2026, with the possibility of extending into 2027 due to injury-related time added to the deal. For now, there is no public indication of when she'll return to television. Meanwhile, Baker appears to be enjoying time away from the spotlight, taking in one of NASCAR's biggest events, while fans continue to wonder when Dr. Britt Baker DMD will resurface in AEW. Do you think her return is being saved for a major moment, or is something else at play behind the scenes? Enjoying the video? A quick like goes a long way in helping us grow and deliver more wrestling news you care about. Ludwig Kaiser just escalated what started as parody into something far more personal. During the February 14th episode of AAA, the original El Grande Americano, portrayed by Chad Gable, delivered a video message aimed at Kaiser's El Grande Americano 2 persona. The twist? The Spanish dialogue in the promo was reportedly generated using artificial intelligence. Kaiser didn't take that lightly. Shortly after the segment aired, he took to Instagram and directly called out the use of AI, accusing Gable of hiding behind technology rather than speaking authentically. What had been playful storyline jabs about identity theft suddenly turned into accusations of cultural disrespect. What a f***ing lack of respect this is for me and my people. That clown does not speak Spanish, he uses artificial intelligence because he does not have the courage of f***ing truthful word. Yet he dares to raise our flag. Kaiser made it clear this wasn't just about a gimmick. Chaparro, original Grande Americano, our flag is not a accessory for a false prophet. That flag is to be respected and defended. Then came the challenge. You cross the line, and when someone crosses the line with us, they pay the price. For my colors, for my people, and for Mexico, I see you soon. No filters, no f***ing AI, face to face, I'll see you soon. The timing is notable. The original El Grande Americano has already qualified for the Rey de Reyes tournament final and will compete for a shot at the AAA Mega Championship on March 14th. If tensions continue to rise, this may not remain confined to social media or pre-taped promos. Interestingly, Kaiser didn't address Gable referencing Andrea Bazarte in the earlier promo, a detail that many fans expected him to respond to given their publicly known relationship. What started as a tongue-in-cheek identity angle has now evolved into a heated exchange centered around authenticity, national pride, and the use of AI in storytelling. At this point, this feels less like satire and more like a collision waiting to happen. Adam Copeland's AEW return may finally have a timetable, and it points to one of the company's biggest nights of the year. Copeland's been off television since September 2025, when his emotional storyline with Christian Cage wrote him out of Dynamite. Shortly after, his Hollywood commitments took priority. He filmed Percy Jackson and the Olympians, and later worked in London on The Beekeeper 2 alongside Jason Statham. Now there's internal movement. During a February 16th Q&A session, WrestleVotes reported that AEW is expecting Copeland to return in time for Double or Nothing, which is reportedly scheduled to take place at Louis Armstrong Stadium in New York City this spring. The timing is notable. Double or Nothing remains one of AEW's cornerstone pay-per-views, and hosting it in a 14,000 to 15,000 seat open-air venue raises the stakes. A Copeland return on that stage would instantly elevate the card and add mainstream attention following his film run. Nothing is officially announced yet, but if internal expectations hold, Copeland's Hollywood hiatus could conclude just in time for a high-profile comeback. Mercedes Moné isn't retreating from the criticism over her $99.99 per month private texting service, she's leaning into it. After facing online backlash for launching the subscription-based platform, the AEW star directly addressed the controversy while appearing on We Play in Spades with Nick Cannon. Rather than softening her stance, Moné defended both the concept and the pricing, framing it as a response to impersonation scams and fake accounts targeting fans. I'm a CEO because there are so many people who say, oh, I'm talking to you, I'm messaging you, and they're getting scammed. So I'm like, how about you really do talk to me? You talk to the person you love, but you gotta pay me a month. I'll text you whenever I'm free. She emphasized that the service was not designed for inappropriate content, but instead as a controlled way for dedicated fans to connect with her directly. People are paying me a month to text me, no sexy stuff. These are just my legit fans. It's the Moné crew, the people that love me, respect me, and want to know about the ins and outs of my day, how I'm feeling, and what it's like being a CEO. And I teach them. I'm a CEO for a reason. Isn't that great? A low price, brilliant idea, it's very low. The rollout sparked immediate debate, with some questioning whether the service could truly be personal at scale, while others labeled it a money grab. Moné, however, views it as premium access tailored to her most loyal supporters. Whether fans see it as smart branding or an expensive monthly subscription, one thing is clear: Moné believes the value matches the price. Is this savvy business, or is $99.99 a step too far? For all of our subscribers, don't miss the 9 a.m. Eastern video we dropped earlier today. Smash that bell icon and select all notifications so you're always in the loop.